Hey guys, Eric at SideQuest Comics, and today I'm at my first small show of the year. This is SlamCom out in Kenosha, Wisconsin at the legendary Rot Stop. So we got a little bit of snow on the ground and it's cold outside, so let's go inside, see some familiar faces and some new stuff that we can find.
And there's no objection.
All right, guys, I'm heading out with a stack of books and actually some action figures that I got at SlamCom. So let's head home and I'll show you guys what I picked up. Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed that raw footage of me walking around SlamCon. As I said in that video, this is the beginning of the small comic conventions for me in the area. And this is actually SlamCon's second show. They did one beginning of October was the first one I went to, and it was so good that they actually added this second one at the beginning of the year, and they expanded it. They opened up. It's kind of like a big banquet hall at the Brat Stop in Wisconsin, Kenosha, Wisconsin, and they opened a whole another banquet hall because they had a lot of positive feedback and some more vendors wanted to join in. So it grew a lot, this one, and I know they're going to be doing more. I think there's going to be another show in June, in the summertime, and then probably in the fall time. They haven't locked down dates yet, so I'm looking forward to that. There was a lot of stuff to look at, so it was really fun. I love the small local cons. And this one did not disappoint. I mean, it's cool seeing all the different stuff that was available, as you saw in some of the video. And I got to see some of the familiar faces that I've seen at other small shows. And of course, I did get a big stack to show you guys. So, but other things I want to talk about a little bit before the show. There was a local creator there I want to shout out. He had some really cool stuff at his booth, and the name of it is Studio Moonfall. I'll pop up a little image and some. I'll put information down below so you guys can check them out. And Studio Moonfall is actually it's a local studio that is for like independent creators, authors, and artists and stuff like that. And you could check them out. They had some really cool stuff. A lot of like almost had like adult coloring books that they had there, as you can see in the image here. So it was really neat to see stuff they had. I grabbed their stuff. I talked to them for a little bit. Really cool, and I told him, I said, man, I wish this stuff was around way back in the day, to join these little groups like this and kind of help promote each other and just really feed off of anybody. So if you guys are interested in seeing more of their stuff, head down to their link. You can check out their website, and especially if you're local to southern Wisconsin, northern Illinois, check them out. They may be at some other shows, so you can pick up some of their, they do stickers and like I said, the books and stuff like that. So very interesting stuff to see. And then, like I said, with the show expanding, I did, like I said, get a big stack for you to show you guys, but I do feel like I still missed out. There's lots of toys. I went there looking for specific stuff. Yeah, I got a bunch of stuff for myself, but I did get stuff that I had to pull out of here because I was shopping for friends. I couldn't help myself. I saw a lot of stuff that I thought my buddies would like, so I picked up some stuff there, and I did pick up at least one action figure. And well, no, I gotta take that back too. But without going on too much about the show, let's head down table. It's been a while since I've done a table view of some of the books, so we're gonna go down, and I'm gonna put these on my easel so we can get nice and close and tight, and we can talk about some of the books that I got. So let's go ahead and go down and do that. Okay, guys, so we're going to start with a big stack that I got from the same dealer that I believe I only paid like about a buck or two for a lot of these. And these were just kind of like, he had a whole bunch of short boxes. This is a dealer I've seen before, Marvin. He's local to me. I've seen him pop in my local store, and he brought in a bunch of run fillers, basically. So I started going through and I found a bunch of stuff. And the next time I see him, I'm going to hit him up. But I started digging through his Aquamans, and I found a couple from volume 8 here. I'm still trying to fill in this run. I still have like 16 left, but this is number 31 that came out in 2017. I also found number 32 here and 65 towards the end of the run. So yeah, like I said, I still have like 16 left of this series to get. And then I also found a bunch of other Aquaman ones. I found from volume 7, number 31, with cool Swamp Thing cover on there. This came out in 2014. And it basically just fills a hole for me. I almost done with this series also. I got like, I think 16 left. So if I see them, I'm going to fill it in. And then finally, to finish off Aquaman, this is his 90s run. These ones I have a hard time finding from volume 5. So it's basically just 3 more to fill out the run. This number 54 came out in 99. And then I got number 55, also 99. And then the last one I found that I needed was number 65 of Aquaman Volume 5. This one, I have a long way to go. Like I said, I just have a hard time finding these ones. So hey, good to add to the collection and start kind of filling in those little holes that I have in the run. And then going along with some of the digging, I found this one. Oh, it's a blank cover. Yes, this is a blank cover. This is Supergirl Volume 7, number 21. So it's one of those sketch, a lot of people get these and they draw them. But what I like about this one is it actually has the regular cover in there. Cool cover by Terry Dodson, one of my favorite artists. And this came out, number 21 here came out in 2018. So I'll probably pick up either the regular one like this with this cover or maybe even a B cover if there is one. This might be the B cover, so I'm not sure. But yeah, I'm filling in this Supergirl run just like the Aquaman ones. But then I also found this one from volume 6. It's number 5. It came out 2012. So this is actually the first appearance of this character, Rain. So I was happy to have that one added to the collection. One more check mark off of this Supergirl series. Next up from volume 5, I found number 29 here. Cool cover from 2008. And this one is from the series of the least amount that I have. So for some reason, I don't really see volume 5 that much, but cool cover. Once again, I'm still filling out those Supergirl runs. And then finally, the last one I found with Marvin was from volume 4. This is number 75 from 2002. And this one, I am almost done with this series. I need 5 more for this series. This is basically the 90s Supergirl series. And I like this cover. The cool thing about this cover is it's paying homage to her first appearance, which was in Action Comics 252. Now, this was actually Superman discovering, her little rocket here, and she pops out. I mean, they even went so far as to do this. The Supergirl from Krypton, is she friend or foe? So, yeah, very cool. Kind of, I think because the 75s in red is kind of a big book for the series. And yeah, like I said, almost done with that one. Okay, so to change up a little bit, so I found this one at a dealer. I was going to save it and not show it off because it is a Christmas cover. I want to save it for next year, but I figured I could still show it off. People might not remember it, 10 months from now. So this is Unexpected 220 from 1981. When I saw this, it was kind of like, oh yeah, it's an instant buy. Not only do I like Unexpected for the horror stories, but yeah, it being a Christmas cover, it's kind of cool. These are cool books. I just more or less started dipping into Unexpected because I'm a big fan of Ghost and The Witching Hour that DC did. And this is another one of those 70s horror that I want to get into. I haven't dived in deep to it, but this one, when I saw it in the condition too, it's a really nice copy. I knew I had to get it to add to the Christmas box. So Unexpected 220. And then going back to superheroes. So another DC comic. This is Batgirl Year 1, number 9, came out 2003. This was a 9-issue series. I still have like 4 of these I got to get. I've been piecing this series together slowly. And yeah, I love the art of this. Very kind of I think almost every cover from this series, if you haven't seen it, go look it up. You can make posters out of all these covers. Very cool. So yeah, I'm waiting to get the last 4 that I need before I start reading it. So I'm excited that I found another one. I found the last one. So yeah, I got some of the ones right in the middle that I got to get yet, but very cool to add to this collection. Okay, so next up, we're going into Superman, which, I guess the Super Family. This one is actually a cool cover. I grabbed it. I've seen it before, and I wanted to always get it. This is Action Comics 336, came out in 1966. So this is kind of an older, but I think I'm starting to fall in love with this era of comics. The 12 centers, sometimes some of the 10 centers are really good too. Just the covers are kind of very entertaining to me. I don't want to say they're goofy or kind of. There's something about the covers that appeal to me. They don't take themselves serious. I think at the time they probably did, but I find them very, very entertaining. And I mean this one. Can't you read signs, Superman? But Super Horse. From now on, his fortress belongs to us. No girl and a horse kick me out of my own fortress, even if they are super. I'll have to crash my way in. This fortress off limits to Superman. I mean, this is hilarious to me, featuring the Forbidden Fortress of Solitude. So yeah, I got this because it's a Supergirl cover, and of course with her Super Horse Comet. I had to get it. I've been collecting some of the recently the Super Pets covers, and I do like Supergirl. So yeah, this one with the checkered border, I had to get it and add it to the collection. And then staying in the Superman family, I am in love with Superman's girlfriend, Lois Lane. This one has been on my list ever since I saw my buddy Nate show it off from Hall Yeah. And this is number 54, came out in 1965. And this is kind of a neat book. I mean, it all centers around Lois Lane, Superman's girlfriend. And it's like an anthology. There's like 3 different stories in this one. And so it's kind of interesting. I mean, the some of the hijinks that she gets into, she's always getting into trouble, and Superman has to bail her out. So, yeah, this one, don't panic, Lois. I'll save you from that dimensional monster. No, Superman. Hiroko is in love with me. He used his great strength to bend this lamppost into an engagement ring for me. Isn't he cute? Featuring the monster that loved Lois Lane. I mean, I think this character has only been featured in a couple comics, but yeah, this isn't the greatest looking copy. It does have kind of some schmutz right there. I'm going to try and clean it up, maybe make it a little bit more presentable, maybe put in a Mylar too, would kind of make the colors pop. But I mean, I didn't pay a lot for it, so it was worth the getting, so I can read the stories in there and stuff. So and then sticking with Lois Lane, I did find this one. This one has been on my list for a while, ever since I saw it on a stream, because I think this is hilarious. Putting Superman in these situations, and usually it's always Lois that's causing the trouble, but this is number 98, came out in 1970. This one actually only has 2 stories in it, and I have recently, I think I got this beginning of February is when I picked these up. So I'm posting this video a little bit later, but since then I've already picked up a nicer copy of this. So I'll probably be passing one of the 2 on to somebody. But yeah, this one just cracks me up too. I mean, Lois is talking about, see Superman with these magic shears. I can even cut your invulnerable hair. And he says, Lois, no, you've duped me just like Delilah did Samson. You robbed me of my superpower. It's cutting his hair. So what? She betrayed Superman. Like I said, hijinks. Lewis is always getting into hijinks. And then speaking of hijinks, another Superman series, Superman's pal Jimmy Olsen. Jimmy Olsen is always getting into trouble. So this is number 38, 1959. This one cracks me up. Jimmy, it's always about food. He's, and then I love Perry here saying, great Caesar's ghost. Jimmy packed away dozens of meals already. How does he do it? Another stack of hotcakes, Superman. I just can't stop eating. I don't know if he stops eating, he'll die or something. But I like Superman's little chef hat on. He's making pancakes as fast as, he's using super speed, and just to try to keep up with Jimmy eating. So hilarious stories in Jimmy. Also very similar to Lois. They feature usually a couple different stories in there. But and on top of this one, I got I found this one which I've never seen in the wild. This one's number 81 from 1964. I don't know if I said this one. This one came out in 1959, so it's really old. This one, 1964. And this is a cover by Kurt Swan. He did a bunch of the Jimmy Olsen covers. I thought this one was really neat because it's got Superman saying, "Come, evil friends, and plague all mankind. First, I'll destroy my ha 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 friends, Jimmy Olsen and Lana Lang." So I guess it looks like Jimmy saying they're doomed. They freed these diabolical creatures from Pandora's box. So I guess he opened Pandora's box and they turned Superman into a super demon or something like that. So very different. I've never seen this one, so it's pretty much why I had to get it. And then lastly, what I found is the same dealer was this one. This one's just, what the heck is going on in this cover? Look at all the different stuff. This is number 98, came out in 1966. And then once again, a cover by Kurt Swan. But I mean, you got Jimmy, he's a bride of Jungle Jimmy, and he's marrying an ape who looks very scary, by the way. And then, yeah, I mean, he looks like he's dressed as a witch doctor, and he's actually doing the marriage. He's pronouncing them man and wife. And yeah, it's bizarre. I mean, I don't know if that's Supergirl or if that's another character. Does it say? No, it doesn't say. He's marry a female King Kong. Yeah, there's just a lot of going on in this. I mean, 1966. I don't know what was in the water. Who knows? But yeah, those are some of the Lois Lane Jimmy Olsens that I picked up. Okay, next up, something recent for me is collecting these big magazines. And this one's so big, I have to adjust my thing a little bit. So I recently, the first time I went to a K-Town show, there are some dealers that have, I love these big magazine format. This is by Curtis Comics through Marvel. Planet of the Apes. I just discovered this was an actual thing, kind of like with the Savage Sword of Conan and, some of the other stuff they had during the 70s. But this one is number 2. And what I love about these, it's not just a comic book, a black and white type of thing, but they actually have some articles in here. So yeah, there's the black and white, stories that they have on there, which is kind of cool. See more Planet of the Apes stuff, but they have like articles in here from just the world, like the movies, TV show, because Planet of the Apes was a pretty big, property in the 70s. They'll have like interviews with, this was from the writer, one of the writers of the movies. So, I some of the other ones I've seen, they have interviews with the actors, which is kind of cool. Like Roddy McDowell, who was one of the apes. And of course, there's more comics and stuff in here. So, yeah, this is one of those series that I really, I love Planet of the Apes, and to find like an old Curtis Comics magazine is pretty cool. This particular issue, number 2, came out in 1974, but I did get a couple. And the nice thing you'll see in this next one, this is number 23, is he had it at for $5 and then he slashed it. So I got it for half price there for a comic that came out. This one came out in 1976. So look at that cover art too. It's painted. Very cool. I don't know if I'm going to fit any more on here. So I also got number 24. Very cool cover. I love this cover. He's like, they're going on a hunt. They're hunting men. I don't know. And then, of course, I got this one, number 25. So kind of all a little bit in order. These 23 through 25 came out in 76. Series ran to 77. It's 29 issues. So I only have a couple. I've never seen these. So this is like kind of the first time I seen them, other than back in November when I went to that other show. I picked up some. So very cool to get these. To dive into them, not just read the comics, but read some of the interviews and a little bit of behind the scenes of the property of Planet of the Apes. Now, before we get to my last couple, I want to show off a couple because it was all collectibles and I did get some toys. So I couldn't resist getting this Supergirl figure. I got this from my buddy Andy at Time Warp Collectibles. I know he sells on Whatnot and all that stuff, but I always see him at these shows and he always has so many cool things. You saw in his booth in the video, he's just got it jam-packed with stuff. very cool that I picked that up from him. And then I'm not very much of a Marvel figures guy, but I do not have a Savage Namor. So I saw this. I already took him out of here. It didn't have the Build-A-Figure pieces, but here he is. But I had to get him. Look at the size of this trident. So yeah, this is Savage Namor, which I like. I like this version of him with the long hair and stuff. So yeah, I'm gonna put this up on my back shelf there where I got Aquaman, and they're gonna battle it out. So I had to get Namor. I am a fan of Namor, and I have been collecting recently his series. So those are just some of the non-comic stuff that I got. Okay, but the last things I got. So this is actually a Quest goal comic for me. I wanted to work on finishing off my Tomb of Dracula run. And this actually gets me down to 9 more left. So number 41 came out in 1976. And this one's written by Marv Wolfman and Gene Colan. That team did a lot of this series. I've actually recently dove into other series that they did in DC. So with these guys on it, I'm gonna take notice and look at it. But yeah, like I said, a couple more left of this, and this one was a real nice copy that I got from a dealer. I usually don't see these at shows, so I was excited to see this. Even though it's only one, it's one more off of my list. And then last up, this is probably the biggest book I got at the show was this one. And this is Marvel Team Up number 141 from 1984. And this one's kind of a key. It's you see the black suit. So this is technically the second appearance of the black suit. I know there's been a lot of debate about that, but I don't care. I'm going to slowly get them all. I already have the Secret Wars one. Now I got this one. I know there's a couple more out there that I probably should get just to have them all. And I will eventually. This one was a pretty good deal, so it's kind of why I got it. They did have his first appearance, but somebody snatched it up before I could get to it, and that's okay. There's always plenty of them out there. But I kind of researching this and looking into it a little bit more just to get the stats from it. And then this cover was done by Arthur Adams, and the ink was by Mike Mignola. And the interiors were by Greg LaRocque, and Mike Esposito did the inks on the inside. Very cool to add to the collection. It's a real sharp book. I do like this. I don't think I realized that Arthur Adams was doing art back then. I look at it now. It's like, oh, yeah, I can see his style. So, yeah, this was the big book for the weekend. Not exactly on many of my lists, but it's kind of a big book. I do have some of the other ones. So I figured, I basically threw out an offer and the guy took it. So I was like, okay, cool. I'll take that. So very cool one to add to the collection. So yeah, that's all for my haul from the SlamCom. So let's go ahead and go up and we will close this one out. Well, there you go, guys. There's a quick rundown of my haul from SlamCon. If you're interested in SlamCon and you're local to Southern Wisconsin, Northern Illinois, check them out on Facebook. I know they have some shows coming up in the summertime and in the fall. A lot of fun. I love the small local cons. And of course, it's not just about comic books, but it is about action figures and other collectibles. Thanks to Time Warp Collectibles, my buddy giving me, hooking me up with a Supergirl figure. And of course, I can't resist Namor. I actually don't have him. And of course, I had the fun idea of I'm going to put him up here next to Aquaman, and they're going to duke it out to see who is the true king of Atlantis. So, but you guys, if you like content like this haul, showing off some of those small local cons, let me know down below in the comments. Please consider giving me a subscribe, a follow, and don't forget the thumbs up. And let me know, did you guys like the haul that I got? Do you like these small cons? Are they kind of your jam, or do you like the big ones? Let me know down below in the comments. And while you're at it, head over to Instagram. I got an Instagram account, and you can check out some of the stuff I am posting over there. I try to do theme posts, and hopefully that you find something that's of interest. So But guys, that is all I got for you. I don't want to drag this video on too much for you guys and get on to the next one. But until next time, guys, when you're out there at the little small cons, happy questing, and we will talk to you next time.